Hello, beautiful people. Patricia here with the sixth episode yoo-hoo, of Let's Talk Anything and Everything. Today's topic is not about a discussion per se, it's about me kind of thinking out loud. Let's say thinking out loud. It has a name. It's atheists and atheism. So let's just get it out there that I'm not here to cast aspersions in any way, shape, or form. I'm just wondering. I'm just, like I said, thinking out loud. So, first of all, our topics, the topics that we have here on A&D, it's not a one-time thing. Like, it's like when you talk about friendships, when you talk about toxicity in relationships, when you talk about adulting, it's not just one thing and then the book is closed. It's usually the things we discuss, and then if we need to revisit based on the comments and suggestions, then we can do that. So if you guys will have something to say on what I am going to talk about today, then we can equally revisit it, probably with a guest or something. It will be more fun with a guest to take, especially an atheist, to get their side of things, because this is just my POV. It's my thoughts. It's not any truth. It's not truth is objective. Let's just say. So, to those who don't believe in the existence of God, how did you get to that? Because there are certain times when you look at how life unfolds, and you just say that I don't have any way of explaining this. I just know it is God. And when we were being brought up, especially I think Africa as a continent, or let's just speak Kenya as a country, most of us were brought up, especially Christians. Let me just stick to Christians. We were brought up in Sunday schools. If I'm not wrong, you used to go to Sunday schools. That is why you were given money, and if you had change, you'd go and sneak in ice. Back when ice was ice. So we were brought up with this Sunday school tradition, if I'm not wrong, majority of us. So how do you transition from that to going that I don't believe in the existence of God? I don't believe that there's a higher power, or even if there is a higher power, it is not God. My two cents is that maybe something happened, is because some people get angry with God. There are life altering situations that make people get mad at God. You're just angry with God to a point where you deduce or you conclude that there is no God. Most of the times it's loss of a loved one, and especially parents or siblings. It gets you to this position where maybe they were sick or an accident happened and you were praying that they get well, or you are praying that they get better, and then they die. You lose them, and in that moment, you say to yourself, "He doesn't exist," because if he existed, this wouldn't have happened. I know of such cases. I know of people dismissing God because of situations. It happens. But if this is not your case, then please feel free to share, like, what happened? What is it? Is it trauma? Is it a string of events, or is it one thing? What is it exactly that makes you wake up every single morning and you have breath and science can't explain it, and you have life and you are healthy, but you still decide to go, nah, there is no God? Because I don't know if you guys have seen this nice nature videos on Instagram where there's just like a whale, or it's just an ocean, and it's nice and it's calming, and you think, and you know that there is no possibility that this is man-made. I don't know, man cannot make whale. Like, it's an ocean. There is just this thing that you see and you say, this is God. This is divinity right here. So I'm trying to understand how you guys like I don't know, operate, if I'm not sure if that's the correct way to put it. Because I know, of course, that there's science and then there's religion. Both of them exist. And people usually go with the evolution theory, the Big Bang theory, the tectonic plate theory, if I'm not wrong. High school was a long time ago. But yeah, there are those theories that explain how things happened and how the world came to form or formation. So I just want to know, especially with the evolution theorists, like the animals, how do you explain the animals? I know Charles Darwin explained human beings, we transitioned and everything, but things like a whale, like sharks, especially sea animals, or like donkeys and zebras. What did they evolve from? But anyway, that's just theories. I'm not here to ask about theories. I am just here to ask atheists as a group that what happened, or how did you get to a point where you went that he does not exist. All this doesn't exist. All this is a fallacy, guys. I don't believe in it. I don't plan to believe in it. I don't want to believe in it. What made you get to that point in your life? Because obviously, when you were being brought up, especially as a Kenyan, you knew, you were taught, or it was instilled. Let me go with instilled rather. That there is God, that there is Christianity, that there is that Muslims exist, Hindus, and that religion, in short or in general, religion exists. So that is what I want to know. I wanted to talk about something else, but things happened, and I told myself that God exists, like in various forms of my life. Some things I can't even explain. There are certain things that if you ask me to explain to you, I'll be like, honestly, I can't tell you how this happened. I can't even begin to explain to you how it happened. I just know that it is God. There's a verse that says that the same way you don't know where the wind is headed or where the wind is coming from, and the same way you don't know how a child's bones are formed in the mother's womb, it's the same way I can honestly say that certain situations in my life I usually can't explain. I just know it is God. So what got me thinking about today is when I lay down in bed, I was just going through some shit, and then there's a fix that happened, and I was like, this peace that I am feeling right now, it is God. Because you can't understand it, you can't explain it, you just feel it, and it's so beautiful. And so it got me thinking, and I was like, okay, so people who don't believe that God exists, and people who don't believe in higher powers, or they do, but it's just not God to them. If, let's say, have you ever experienced such things? Have you ever experienced a wave of tranquility amidst chaos? And if you have, then what do you put it on? I'm not saying you have to necessarily pin it on something. I'm just asking that when there are certain things that happen in your life, which I believe there are, when there are certain leaps that happen or take place in your life, which I equally, again, believe there are, how do you explain it? How do you justify it? It doesn't necessarily need justification. I'm just asking that things at times happen in a very supernatural way. So who or what do you pin it on? Or who or what do you say, you know what, this happened because of this? You, again, don't necessarily have to pin it on something. I'm just saying that for us who believe in God, there are certain things that you just know it is Him. This is Abba Father. So if you guys don't believe in that, then how do you explain it? Is it just your strength? Is it just your creativity? Is it just your skills? Which again, happen. Those happen. It's possible. It happens. It's true. When you put in the work in some things, you get the results. Yeah, what you put in, what comes out, and so on and so forth. But even if you do, and even if it's 100% your skills, even if it's 100% your brains, there are certain things in life, certain leaps, a certain wave of peace at times that you can feel, that you just deduce as someone who knows God or as someone who has experienced God, that it is Him. There's a certain level of brokenness you can reach as a human being, and you can be pulled out of it in a way that you don't even know and you can't even put into words. And you just say to yourself that it is God. But, since you guys don't believe in that, then how? Honestly, how? Like I said, no casting aspersions, no forcing anything on anyone, zero judgment whatsoever. This is just me thinking out loud, and that's why today it's going to be a short one. Just, feel free to tell me in the comment section, feel free to inbox me, just feel free to tell me to have you as a guest so that you can explain your point of view wherever you are, or whoever you are, or whoever feels like I want to do this. Just feel free to hit me up. We can talk about it. You can tell people your point of view and why you think and feel the way you feel about religion or about being an atheist. Thank you. Till next week. Let's cook for next week. So, yeah. Ciao, ciao.